Hi you guys, my name is Cherita. Welcome to my channel. Alright, I don't really know how to start this video. So I guess I'm just gonna say, like, can y'all just leave Gabbie Hanna alone? Like, especially the stands, because y'all aren't allowing her to grow, if that's possible. And that's what we're going to be talking about in today's video. Kind of. We're going to be talking about Gabbie Hanna. So if you're interested in this video, go ahead and keep watching before I get started. Make sure you click subscribe for new content whenever I post. And also do not forget to click the notification bell so that you are notified every single time that I post a video. So let's get started. And yes, my hair is a purple. So if you're here because you know that Gabbie is happening. You know that Gabbie is happening. And y'all, it's a lot. So Gabbie Hanna has been doing this series. It's a series that she started back in March, and she has been rolling it out now. And I want to say she's on like chapter 5, but because of the things that she's talking about from March, there have been other things to talk about, because it's like, is this ever gonna end? And the way that it's going, I don't think it is. So what I'm gonna do is I'm not gonna go chapter by chapter, because I'm just not. But I am gonna talk about certain topics with certain people. And yeah, that's just what we're gonna do. So the first thing we're gonna talk about is Gabbie and Trisha. Y'all, they are literally the same person. They're the same person. And I'm tired of this whole like sides situation, because Gabbie is making videos about Trisha. Trisha is making videos about Gabbie. Gabbie saying Trisha's lying. Trisha saying Gabbie's lying. And this whole like, we were friends theory is getting out of control. Because here's the thing. If Gabbie felt like they were friends, then they were friends. If Trisha felt like they weren't friends, then they weren't friends. And I want to say Gabbie said Trisha has a weird view on what friendship is. So then you answered the question. You were Trisha's friend. Trisha wasn't your friend. Like, boom, done. They're the same person. How many times have you heard Gabbie say, Trisha's obsessed with me, and have the tweets to back it up? And then Trisha will say, Gabbie is obsessed with me, and have the tweets to back it up. Because they have both tweeted that they are obsessed with each other. They've both tweeted it to each other. So at this point, it's all like Gabbie is just, I have to be right. I have to be right. And in this situation, I don't think either is right. I think they're both the same person. We have to stop this which side is better, because you guys are going to get tired of hearing me say it if you aren't tired already, but two things can be true at the same time. They both can have issues. They both can be wrong. They both can be right. However, this isn't a side situation, because they are literally the same person. I don't see how people don't see that they are literally the same person. So the Trisha, Gabbie, I don't know when it will ever end, to be completely honest. But just stop trying to make one better than the other, because they're not. They both need the internet taken away from them. They both need to just work on themselves. They both need to take a break from social media. I don't see how you guys can't see that, but whatever. Now on to Joey Graceffa and Daniel Prada. So Joey Graceffa and Daniel Prada, they were a couple, and they worked on this project. It was a YouTube original, Night of the Living Dead, Night at the Museum. Night in the Dark? Something that happened in nighttime. And like I said, Gabbie had a series, or has a series, and in this series, she talked about her experience on that show. And within talking about it, she did bring up the fact that she is hard to work with and that she's a bitch, but she did not take accountability for what she did. Like, she basically painted herself to be the victim in this whole situation. And it forced, I guess it didn't really force, but I feel like it forced Daniel and Joey to tell their sides of the story, because Gabbie was leaving out parts. Like I said, she said she was hard to work with. She said she was a bitch, right? But how she made it seem like she was a victim was she talked about how her costume didn't fit right, you know, and it gave her anxiety and this, that, and the other. Well, Joey and Daniel had to come with the receipts and say, well, there's a reason why your costume didn't fit. Your costume didn't fit because you didn't go to the fittings. So that's not taking accountability for her actions. Like, she wasn't easy to work with, and she was rude, but it was the results of her actions. But she's making it seem as if they purposefully made her costume small or something, where in reality, she just didn't go to the fittings. And then the food situation. She talked about how at this point in time, she had an eating disorder and she was on a strict regimen, and how they didn't have the food that she needed there. But what she left out was she did not fill out her food request form. So how were they going to know what to have for her? Again, she painted herself out to be the victim. She didn't hold herself accountable. Saying like, I know I'm hard to work with, that's not holding yourself accountable. It's just not. And so that's the Joey and Daniel situation. Now Joey, okay, we could talk, but we're gonna save that for a whole other video. So now on to Gabbie and Angelica Oles. This is another nobody is right in this situation. How this started was a couple of years ago, Gabbie Hanna was doing a video called I Want to Dress Like an E-Girl or something like that. She came across a picture and simply stated, hey, I would have dressed like this when I was about her age. Showed the picture, that was that. Well, drama channels, including Angelica Oles, found out that the girl that Gabbie Hanna used, the picture, was Bianca Devins, and Bianca Devins was in she's a victim of a murderous crime, and drama channels made it seem like Gabbie knew what she was doing, and that she purposefully was exploiting this girl and bringing pain to the family or whatever. And that was far from the truth. And drama channels, in my opinion, at that time, were just exploiting the victim and opening old wounds to the families if they saw what was going on. I don't know. But drama channels kind of pushed Gabbie to make this apology video, which she did. And I'm not 100% sure how it went. You guys, when I tell you this is a lot, this is so much. I don't know if it was at that time when Gabbie reached out to the family. I'm not sure. But Gabbie apologized to the family, and that was that. You guys know how drama commentary channels are. Something happens, a week later, something else is happening, and that's done and over with. Well, that was about a year and a half ago, and in this series, Gabbie brought that situation back up. And I feel like she was wrong to really talk about that situation. She could have talked about drama channels in so many different ways, but she decided to bring up the Bianca Devins situation again. And it just seems like Gabbie is just like vying for like these apologies that she feels like she deserves. And she could have asked for apologies without bringing up this situation. And what ended up happening is Angelica Oles reached out to the family because Gabbie apparently has like a relationship with the mom, Kim Devins. Gabbie said something about drama channels needed to apologize to the family. But then Angelica reached out to the family, and then the family said, no, we don't want an apology from you. We think you owe Gabbie an apology. Whatever, it's a mess. But here's the thing, Angelica, why are you reaching out to this mom about petty drama? You could have easily just put up a video, apologized, and left it at that. If the family saw it, they saw it. If they didn't, they didn't. Like, what? I'm confused. However, now Angelica and Gabbie are going back and forth, and now it's a whole situation. But I think in this, like what I'm talking about right now, I think both of them are wrong. I do. What Gabbie did initially with her e-girl video, I don't think Gabbie was in the wrong. However, now I just don't agree with how either side is handling it. I don't agree with how Gabbie's handling it. I don't agree with how the drama channels are handling it. But that's just me. And I feel like this is all about Gabbie just wanting to be right all the time. And I know she'll say in her videos, like, this isn't about being right. It kind of seems like it is. Like, at this point, just leave the family alone. Leave Kim alone. If you want to talk about Bianca in a positive way. Talk about her and her legacy. So there are petitions that you can sign. There are other ways that you can help spread awareness, but making it into drama is not the way to go. Now I was going to talk about how I hope at the end of this series, she is going to apologize to Jessie Smiles. That doesn't look like that's going to happen because as of today, Gabbie put out a video that's not in her series, but she put out a video saying how Jessie Smiles is her abuser. Right. And I will save that for another day because this is not going to be my last video about this series. But yeah, that's interesting. And I know Jessie's going to make a video, so I think I'm just going to wait until then. But I do want to talk about one thing. And like I said, Gabbie is making this series, right? And I want to say it was chapter 3. Chapter 3, she addressed her past behavior and her past humor and her past jokes. And a lot of them happened to be racist. And the only reason why I'm saying this is because a lot of other problematic YouTubers, influencers, when they apologize, they always just say, I apologize for what I said. I apologize because that's how humor was in the past. When I tell you Gabbie's apology is something that we've been asking for forever. Gabbie broke down why the jokes were racist. She touched on her white privilege and why she was able to make those types of jokes. And I mean, it's just a very well put together apology. And I encourage you, I mean, if you don't want to give her the view, I know Cody Rants, I'm pretty sure she's downloading the whole series, and I'll leave her Twitter below. But I want to say she's downloading the entire series and uploading it so you don't have to give her the view. But it's something that you need to see. And I say that to say this. I can say that Gabbie gave a great apology, but I can also say that Gabbie Hanna is unhinged. Those two things are not mutually exclusive. Like, she gave a great apology, but like, why are you spending 2 videos, 40 plus minutes each, yelling about how Trisha was your friend. I don't know. That's just how I feel. And again, please stop with the sides. My Lord. If you cannot look at Gabbie and look at Trisha and you cannot see the similarities, I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say. Like, Gabbie is giving Jesse hell and Jesse is pregnant. Trisha was giving Ela hell whilst Ela was pregnant. Like, it's uncanny. They are the same human being. I don't get it. I don't get it. But again, you don't have to pick sides. You can, but again, you can see points are being made, but like, take a step back and take care of yourself. All right, so that is it for my video today. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. That helps me out a lot. If you want more of me, you can sign up for my Patreon or my membership here on YouTube. I know I've been slacking, but I was on vacation for 5 days. I came back and literally relaxed for like 4 of those days. And I had a lot to catch up on. I had a lot to catch up on. And then I leave next week to go on vacation for another 5 days. So yeah. I do have a story time that I'm gonna save it for my Patreon. So until my next video, I'll see you guys later. Bye. Give me up, I want